everybody, my name is Emma and welcome to another Nerdy Wednesday. So I am feeling a lot better than I did last week, and I promised you that we'd do something fun, so I decided that we were going to continue last year's tradition and do some spooky special effects makeup. So if you want, you can check out my video that I did last year, which I did missing eye and torn skin tutorial using liquid latex. This year I decided that we were going to be working on veins and bruises. So let us begin by talking about our blood. So our blood is always red. Those old little diagrams showing blue blood, those are false. Those are basically just to show when the blood is oxygenated and leaving the lungs and when it's coming back to receive more oxygen. It's never blue, unless you're like a freaking spider, then some spiders have blue blood. Anyways, so what causes our veins to look blue or green? It's literally just the light filtering through our skin onto our vein. It just makes it change color. So veins can be anywhere from blue to green to purplish sort of stuff. I am very cool colored and very pale, so my veins show up. Can you see that? It's kind of a bluey color. Especially in the winter after I've not gone outside a lot, but in the summer when if I go outside in the summer, the sun increases the production of melanin in my body, causing me to tan, and you can't see my veins as much. So what your veins look like and what color they are is going to depend basically on your skin tone, the amount of melanin, if you're more of a warm tone with lots of yellow undertones, or if you're a pink undertone type person, all of that sort of stuff is going to basically determine what your veins look like in real life. Now when you're doing special effects makeup, it doesn't matter. But the thing is, your veins will almost never look like red unless you're doing some sort of special effect where you have some sort of swelling something. Then sometimes the blood vessels are close enough to the surface that they will look red. Or if it's something on your eyeball or your lips, then things will look more red. So if you're doing like a weird growth infection something, you can do red veins, but otherwise you're going to be sticking to blues, greens, and purples. Now there are a couple different ways that you can paint on veins. You can use like actual face paints that you can get from a theatrical store or from like Party City. You can use eyeshadow, which is what I'm going to be using today, and mix it with either some water or some Fix Plus or some sort of similar thing. I have e.l.f. Mist and Set because MAC products are expensive needlessly. Or you can also use colored eyeliners. Like Sephora has a lot of tiny little colored eyeliners. There are a ton of blood vessels in your body, especially in the face. If you ever see one of those things in like a science and medicine museum where they've basically filled all of the veins with a polymer or something like that and then just disposed of the rest of the body by dissolving it in acid, you'll see that there are a ton in the face. These are things like arteries, veins, and capillaries. So technically you can put stuff anywhere. If you want to do more veins and artery stuff, basically your heart over here is going to pump the blood down to the lungs and up basically on the sides of your neck, and then branch out here, up here, including your temple, and also behind your ears up here, and then over here and up around your eyes these ways. So that's kind of a generalized map of where you might put your veins. So you're not going to start with a line here and then branch it out down here. That doesn't make sense. So if you're doing some sort of zombie makeup, your skin is going to be a lot lighter than it normally is. So I'm just going to be putting on a little bit of my light foundation, which is I think the lightest that they have in the Fit Me collection. This is porcelain. Just, you know, get rid of some human looking stuff. If you're doing some sort of zombie makeup, you might want to start off with a foundation that's 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin, just as like your base, and you can do whatever other weird stuff you want. You'll basically be doing the veins last before you put on setting spray. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to get a skinny brush. This is an angled eyeliner brush. I have some eyeshadows. And my vein, well, first off, some of these Some of these are sparkly, so you're not going to want to use those necessarily. You're going to want to use a matte. I'm going to choose this one right here. And I'm going to just pick some up on my brush. And I'm going to spray it with a little bit of this. I've never done. Okay. Ooh, that might be a little much. And I'm going to start along my neck. You can kind of do this. I have some veins here, so I'm going to make a little bit darker. I'm making these really dark for camera so you can actually see them. But you know, you can if you're if your skin shows your veins a bit, you can, you know, use that as your initial guide map. I have some down here. There's a vein, connects down to this artery and down under my shirt. Let's see, there's also some veins up here near the forehead and near the temple. These ones on me are a little bit more green. I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of green to make a tealy color. There's some here. Like, don't worry, you don't need straight lines. You can have weird looking lines. That's how veins work. Veins are a little like, especially when they get to the capillary stage. Then you can just fade it out as it gets onto your face, because around your face, it's more capillaries, less veins. There are a lot around your eyes. For me, these are more purplish. So I'm gonna pick up a new color. I'm gonna pick up some purple. It's a medium dark purple. Okay. They're mostly purple because I never sleep. I've been waking up anywhere from 4:30 to 5:30 in the morning for the past several months. Look at these lines. Kind of make it look like your skin is being cracked, but by like squiggly lines. That's kind of what you're gonna end up doing. There are a lot of them around here. There's an artery right here. There's your temples right here. All of that stuff. So you can make some pretty good lines there. Just especially along your neck, because you also have a ton of like really strong muscles here. And also this is where you see a lot of zombie makeup. There it would be like, and then around the eyes is where you'll see a lot of classic zombie makeup. Stuff like this. This is just a small little thing. Can make darker lines, like this one, very dark, but then you've got some fine lines. Don't make them all super dark, because they'll just look like you colored on yourself with a marker. Then what you're going to want to do is first you're going to want to set it, and also just like make them a little bit covered up so they look like they're underneath your skin. So using like a light powder or translucent powder. Honestly, probably Ben Nye setting powder is a good one, and if you also then use the Ben Nye setting spray, that's really good for cosplay and costumery stuff. On to bruises. Now, bruises are caused when capillaries under the skin get burst. You get hit, but then it doesn't leave your body. It goes underneath your skin and stays there until it gets cleaned up by your body. So at first, the first couple hours to day, it'll look kind of red. After that, it starts to decompose a little bit, and it'll start turning kind of a purplish brown. Healthline.com likes to say that this is because it's being deoxygenated and turning blue. As I said before, your blood is never blue. So don't trust Healthline.com. And then for around day like 6-ish, your body is going to start turning the bruise greenish, yellowish, as two different, I think they're proteins or something like that. I don't remember their names, but you can look that up yourself. Start to basically break down the hemoglobin of your blood and, take it into recycling of the rest of your body. The color of your bruise is going to depend on, first off, the color of your skin again, and then also how old do you want the bruise to be. Black eyes, you're often going to use like a purple. If you're like doing your beaten up, you'll have some purple, but then you'll have some brown ones. You can use your eyeshadows again. I'm gonna use a bigger brush though. Let's do a bruise around this side. We're already having a lot of purple there. You're going to be mixing just basically a ton of colors together. So I'm going to start by taking a little bit more of the purple that I used and just kind of putting it around my eye where the blood vessels are, which is everywhere. It's your eye. It's an important organ. It needs a lot of blood. You can also add blues, brown, a little bit of black, just a tiny bit of black, a little bit of red. That's why when you wear red and purple eyeshadows, it can look like you have a black eye, and people are like, don't wear these colors, and I'm like, shut up, don't tell me what to do. Basically anything 2010 makeup wise that they told you to avoid as far as eyeshadow colors, use those. Just a little bit of muddy brown, and I'm going to put this right around the eyeball in your head. I'm going to add a little bit of the only red that's in this thing, just right everywhere. Just like a tiny little covering of red. Just to make it look more like blood. A little bit more purple over that. Based on what I'm doing, I got hit right here. And so everything here is going to be in a weird sort of shape. I'm going to have some more brown here, right around where I got hit. More purple and a little blue. Then everything outside of it is going to be less and can start being more either lighter purple or start doing a little bit of green if it's starting to break down. So I'm going to use lighter purple and a little bit of a yellow. So I'm going into just a lighter purple and doing it around here. You're not going to be making like straight circles. It's like drawing a cloud and just fluffing it out. So this brush is a little dome brush, very fluffy. This works fine. You can use just this. Just I'm going to add a little bit of yellow, kind of a brownish yellow, just to the outsides. Using like this type of yellow. And then I've just been using this purple, this brown, a little bit of blue. Just where it's started to like fade and be less. And so since there's less blood here, it's easier for the hemoglobin to be, well, it's not easier for the hemoglobin to be broken down, but there's less hemoglobin to be broken down. So this will turn yellow first. First time I learned about why bruises go away, I was asking my close personal friend and Football Hall of Fame title holder, whatever you call that, Randall McDaniel. I used to participate in Team McDaniel, which was a little volunteer group for middle schoolers in my school district. And, you know, he has had bruises all his life. He played football for the Vikings. So that's a fun anecdote. If for some reason you're watching Mr. and or Mrs. McDaniel, hi, I don't know if you remember me. And then you can just go back and darken up some of the places near where your hit is and blend them out too. Just make sure that you have your impact zone and it doesn't just have a circle line and then that. Now over here I'm going to do a lighter bruise. I'm going to do one where it's like, it's been a few days and it's starting to break down. So you're going to be wanting to use yellows, greens, and browns for this one. So I'm going to start off with green. I'm going to choose this yellowish green up here. I'm going to use a little bit of this spray to make it so we can see it, because this is going to be a lighter color. So you want to be able to see it a little bit. See, so just right here, kind of tapping it in. Ooh, that's gross. Maybe add a slightly darker green in the center where the impact zone is, around there. There we go, with a little bit of yellow on top to blend it. And then kind of a lightish brownish yellow that I used before all around. I'm having it flow this way and not as much down here. That sort of thing. Add a little bit of brown. And just kind of blend it a little bit, but it's allowed to be splotchy. Bad bruises are splotchy as all fuck. There, I look like I've been beaten up and then turned into a zombie. But the zombie that beat me up. So I hope that you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Nice some Halloween special effects for you. Be sure to check out last year's video up there. And also you should subscribe to my channel because I put out videos every Wednesday and I'm having some new stuff that's going to be happening soon, so you should definitely subscribe so that way you know when that's happening and where that's happening, etc. You should also like this video and comment if there's any other sort of special effects makeup that you want me to use. You can also follow all of my social medias down in the description below, and you can tweet at me any pictures if you decide to do stuff like this. That would be fun. And I guess that's all I've got for you guys today, and I will see you guys next time.